Hello and welcome to Diamonds in the Sky Astrology. This is a astrological report about the full moon in Leo, which occurs on the 5th of February 2023. Thanks for joining me here. We're just going to be having a chat. We're not doing readings as such, so sit back, relax, and take in the information about the energies that we might all be experiencing here on the planet with the shifts that are changing in the sky with all the planetary movements, the transits, and what houses and signs they're falling in, etc., etc. So let's talk about the moon first. So the moon is about our feelings and emotions, and it's a very internal time, and we are very in tune. So some might be experiencing this now, feeling like for me personally, I feel like I can feel a change and a shift in my body, and my frequency is very different. The planets are all in forward motion, so I'm actually liking that I'm feeling different personally in my body. So others might be feeling a change as well. I don't expect a lot of people to be viewing the videos either, and simply because there seems to be a propelling advancement in our personal lives, which makes us more active, more aware of the self and what we need to do to move forward and create the calm and bliss that we deserve. So this, for me, a full moon is very much about purging. The moon in its full bloom allows us to let go and release pent-up energy or things that we've been trying to face honestly within ourselves and possibly affecting other people. So the full moon can make us feel very tired, or the opposite of that is very energetic. So it's a personal thing, depends how the moon affects you in your personal chart. I'm assuming maybe a lot of you know about that already. If you don't, please reach out and I can help you with understanding your birth chart through an astrology reading. But let's get back to this. I've gone off track by plugging myself. The full moon in Leo, for me as an astrologer, how I interpret this is really allowing things to come to the surface and release when it comes to our pride, how we put on faces and animate for others, including ourselves, which may be at times to our detriment, or we may feel like it might be necessary for some reason. But there's an awareness here of how we show up, and we might need to bring ourselves down to earth, so to speak, when it comes to expressing ourselves from the heart and communicating to our guides, our soul group, people that we connect with on an intimate level when it comes to our spiritual teachings or experiences. So a full moon in Leo, it could be really, really loud. People could be really quite dominant and feeling very rambunctious, or feeling very in flow with their energy, in as much as I'm acting from the heart here. I'm expressing myself in full bloom. Or it could be the reverse in regards to reining it in. So full moon in Leo, I think, would be a time for us to all embrace our inner child, get back to what makes us feel nurtured, supported, and that's emotionally, because the moon is associated with our emotional body. So we might have our emotional bodies reacting or firing on all cylinders quite obviously, for us to tune into something we may need to express or something that we may need to let go of. So enjoy the full moon on the 5th of February. And if you have any astrological background or understanding, you also know that the full moon is opposite the sun in Aquarius. So the sun's currently transiting through the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is associated with, can be at times quite detached from others' opinions or communication. They might take it in, but then they will go and drop it the moment they walk away or hang up the phone, etc., etc. So there's an opposition here of wanting to express ourselves, but the sun in Aquarius may bring us to an awareness that our expressions might fall short with others or not be noticed as much. And a full moon in Leo could struggle with that because they want to be noticed, they want to be heard, they're ready to express themselves. So it could be quite a contradicting full moon for me as an astrologer. It could be difficult. It could be like grinding communication or grinding with our emotions. We're sort of in a push-pull thing because a full moon is trying to have its own identity from the other. So we're trying to stand out from a crowd here. That could be very obvious for some, that we're trying to be as original as possible and stand out from the status quo and go in our own direction. So just be precious with yourself at a full moon time. It can have a lot of different feelings and energies around it. And we also have Jupiter in Aries at the moment. So Jupiter in Aries, so that's more fire. What I mean by that, the element of fire is also enhanced with Jupiter in the fire sign of Aries. So there could be a lot of proud moments, or there could be a lot of cathartic cleansing moments of pride. We also have Venus traveling in the sign of her exaltation of Pisces. This is where she shines, where she feels very comfortable. So Venus here, the planet of harmony, diplomacy, love, relationships, could have a very important role in this full moon, in as much as going back to the heart again and our feelings and emotions. We might be wary or aware that we might be a little bit needy or needing to express something. And then again, that full moon in Leo might not be ready or have the platform to take it in and digest what someone might be willing to express or wanting to. So that could be another tricky element to this too, to be transparent. But all in all, if we're going to do the mundane astrology, which means for everyone on planet, a full moon, you will probably hear a lot of astrologers go, oh, this is a great time to stand out. This is a great time to express yourself, and you do you. It's the time to show off your skills and talents, and that may very well be for some. But if you're more on the sensitive side and empathic side, you may struggle with that and find yourself rejecting or repelling from such rambunctious actions, behaviors, or expressions from others. So you do you, but take note that this is for me, it's a very contradicting full moon. It's not something I believe everyone will be in the flow of, I want to get out on stage and have my time on the soapbox. Okay, so what else can we talk about with this full moon, guys? We've got Mercury currently transiting in the sign of Capricorn. So our communications are very probably come to a halt. There's not a lot of acceleration in regards to our states of mind or our thinking, because it's in Capricorn, and Capricorn's slow, hard to change, very day-to-day, daily grind, and Mercury might find it difficult to move us in some ways. So just a heads up there with that Mercury transit. And the planet Mars is currently transiting in the sign of Gemini, and Christ, Mars has been here forever, it seems. I have Mars in Gemini, just a disclaimer. And it seems like there's been so much back and forward and not a lot of traction, not a lot of movement. And even though the degrees are now accelerating, I think we're at 11 or 12 degrees now by the full moon in Gemini with Mars and Gemini, it just feels like it's a slow train moving out of the station. It just seems like we're walking through mud in regards to our physical movement. Even though the planets are forward, it seems like Mars, that planet of action, drive, initiation, passion, it's not in its full flow and expressing itself freely, but it's slowly increasing. So I would personally, I'm ready for it to move on. And you guys might be feeling that too, but it is slowly moving ahead. So yeah, just know that Mars in Gemini could be a time of passionate communication, can be conflict in communication, saying the wrong things, social faux pas. I personally had one the other day. Social faux pas, like putting your foot in your mouth sort of experience. Yeah, we're human. Welcome to planet Earth. But all in all, the full moon in Leo, if we're going to talk mundane just to reach everyone without going too far down a rabbit hole to draw us out emotionally, which we might already be feeling, it's associated with sports, children, love, romance, high risk investment, gambling, and feeling childlike. So all of those moving parts that we could experience in our personal lives can come to the forefront now, or there might be significant interactions with other people associated with those subjects that might be coming to a completion, or there might be a new start. But either way, I would imagine it's going to be a very grindy full moon, so just be aware. Well, that's my interpretation. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's a time of being in the self emotionally and tuning into what's authentic to you that might need to be expressed or held back at this moment for your own sanity or your own frequency to not be interrupted. So that's your full moon report from me. Full moon on the 5th of Feb 2023. While we're here, we might as well have a look at the astrology cards and let's see what comes through. What energy is coming through, please, from my guides to you with this full moon in Leo. If you're a sun sign Leo, you could be having a significant relationship in your life or with your children. Could be very loud for you at this time. Something quite impactful that hits the heart. And for sun sign Aquarius, it could be obvious about something about your identity or the self might be changing. You might be doing something very new for yourself. So yeah, that's for the sun sign Aquarius. All right, guys, so let's see the planet that's come through. And it's the moon. Okay, very fitting. So internal processes of feeling our feels, being in tune. If you don't feel like being loud, if you do feel like retracting, you have to do that for yourself and honor your inner divine feminine and goddess, male or female. It might be a time where you need to really love the self, which is very Leo full moon. Okay, guys, well, that's my report on that lunation. Thanks for joining me and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the content. I'm sure the visual's very boring and my voice might be a little bit meh. But I'm an astrologer and I want to build community here. So if you do like the content, if you could take the time to push like, share or subscribe to the channel. And again, if you'd like a personal consultation with me about your personal experience now, I can be contacted at the email diamondsintheskyastrology@yahoo.com. Okay, enjoy your full moon, whatever it shall bring. And if you'd like to leave some comments in the comment box below after this full moon, even before it or on it, feel welcome to. I encourage community to build on this channel, and that's what I want to do. I want to reach humans on the spiritual side and from a more astrological side, so we can all assist each other, which we all need, to be fair. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next month. Oh, and I have all the tarot reports for March uploaded now, so enjoy those, and I hope you have a fabulous February. Thanks, guys.